Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we will be taking a look at my modded Buzz Lightyear. But before we start, I will just apologize that I was gonna release another video this week of another Buzz Lightyear restoration, but I need more time, so I haven't finished that video yet. So for this week I will sadly just release a bit shorter video. So I will just apologize for that. So let's get straight over to this one. So this Buzz Lightyear, I've actually had this for like, I think 3 years almost. And it isn't the best Buzz ever. It is a basic Thinkway Buzz Lightyear, not a signature collection, not a white collection, and not a cloud pattern. Just a simple Thinkway Buzz Lightyear. They don't actually make these actually make these, so. But they're not rare, still. They stopped making these after Toy Story 4 was released, because after that, they made another version of this Buzz, but it was just even more worse than this one. It can't, like, you can't bend his arms really that much, and you can't bend his legs. It's just the worst Buzz Lightyear you can get, and he has some Toy Story 4 phrases though, what? They're from Toy Story 4, and I don't really like him that much. But this one has actually some better phrases, but I actually, when I first modded this Buzz Lightyear, this was actually the first Buzz Lightyear I modded for the first time, and it was like half a year ago, and when I modded this, I actually broke this, and that time I didn't knew how to saddle, so I just threw his voice box away in the trash, so he doesn't have a voice box longer. So what I did now, I actually opened this a few days ago, and I thought like I will make him good now. So what I made was I did a very basic little utility belt to him by just painting a utility. I will maybe give him a better in the future, and I will also maybe get a voice box that has like plays for one phrase, because I will maybe set it under this utility belt, and then when you press this, it will like make utility belt sound. So that's a plan what I have for the future. So what I have here is that, I know it looks just terrible right here. I have super glued these buttons here so you can no longer press them, because it was just annoying that you could press them and he made no phrases from that. So I've done the same with the laser and with the wings. And I actually took out the wings because they are good for spare parts. So this is like a spare part Buzz Lightyear, but I wanted to make him better because he's still a good Buzz Lightyear, I think. He's a good body and more. He can't stay the best, but he's still good. So you saw, of course, also that I took his helmet off. So, but that was a pretty long time ago. So my plans, I'm not done with him yet, because I will also get some glow-in-the-dark paint, and I will paint over this. I will make it look better than this, because he just looks terrible. Look at this paper right there, and I will just paint over him with the glow-in-the-dark paint. And you can see that his arm is pretty loose, and that's because he has parts inside here that like holds the arms, that they won't like be so that loose. As example, you can see this arm, it is not loose, and that's actually because I wanted to make a karate chop action for this Buzz Lightyear, because I don't really have any karate chop action buzzes, so when you take his arm up, he swings it. It's not the best karate chop action, but it still works. That's what I wanted. So his arm is very loose right here, so you can do this, and he does his karate chop action. So he's simply my most modified Buzz Lightyear, and I actually saw that. I have actually modded the utility belt Buzz a bit more, because I changed out the electronics. I mean, this doesn't even have any electronics longer, but it's still a great Buzz. I think it's pretty good. It was like $30 when it was out, like 3 years ago when I bought it. So I just like him pretty much. He has a simple Thinkway Buzz Lightyear with a utility belt. Maybe get a one phrased voice box, so he can like have sounds for his utility belt. So when you press this, It like says, activate an anti-gravity servos. And after a few seconds, it maybe says, deactivate anti-gravity servos. Or maybe it could say, approaching destination, re-entering gravity. So that's like room for one phrase, and that's enough for me. So I know his face looks a bit weird here, but that is only because of the camera. In reality, it doesn't look that weird. So I have not modded his face. It's the original face. And this does not either have the wrist communicator, and it has no, and it can't actually rotate his arms 360 degrees. He can't do that, only the collection versions. For example, that I have back there. He can of course do that. He can't bend his legs though, but it can't stay that good. So that's why I have bent out them a bit, because if it stays like this, it falls down. I think that's all what I have for this video, and again I apologize for this kind of a short video for today, but I'm having a lot of better video coming for the next week and the upcoming week of the next week. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys still have something to watch. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, probably next week.